Got to Bob this week.
Yeah, maybe he forgot to put his picks in, or just
possibly.
Maybe
he'll have picked Leeds, won't he? And then maybe
pick Leeds. He'll have picked Wigan or Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a punt on Leigh. He don't like Leigh though, does he? So maybe he had a punt on Leigh and Salford. Yeah,
possibly so.
All believable. In the Dream Team, it was another strong week for our leader Stephen Bowie. But score of the week came from Jeff Partingshot, whose 759 moved him into the top 10.
Is that his name, Partingshot?
But that's what it says on the thing. He might not be his real name and it's like a nickname. I don't know. But yeah, Jeff Partingshot.
There you go.
It's
okay,
a good name, isn't it?
It's fantastic. I'm not taking the piss for a second. I think that's awesome. It's not one I've ever heard.
It's
before.
a shame that
I thought it might be Partington, and he's had it auto corrected.
Well, that's what it said anyway.
Yeah,
but it would be fun if he'd have got the best score of the round in the last round of it.
That would have been a parting shot. I don't know if you've ever used that one before, Jeffrey, my good man, but you can take that and use it wherever you wish. Certainly, it's the sort of original comedy that you've come to expect from the Super League pod. Right, that's Super League taken care of. Let's take a look at some results now from elsewhere in the world of rugby league. So there, Mark, two results from elsewhere in the world of rugby league. A belated Championship Round 5 fixture on Wednesday afternoon saw Oldham beaten at home 16 points to 20 by the Dewsbury Rams. And then a belated Round 18 fixture saw Featherstone Rovers beat the Swinton Lions by 32 points to 2, which takes us neatly into Round 19 of the Championship, where Bradford Bulls got themselves back to 0 points with a 47 points to 12 victory over Oldham. Dewsbury were...
Red Armour and Black podcast chap. Mm-hmm. I got a review in, but too late. So, sorry,
gents. Dewsbury Rams were 34 points to 22 winners over Toulouse. Just what we needed. London Broncos were 36 points to 30 winners, though, over Featherstone Rovers.
He who cannot be named, which is weird because what he said made me think it was Paul. But Paul then sends in a review anyway. So he who cannot be named,
beyond the wit of Paul.
He who cannot be named said London were lucky, did not deserve the victory. Fev played well. Ref made a few dodgy calls that helped London. Walker's try was superb. Mm-hmm. Then Paul said, thought I jinxed Broncos, but not this week. Leeds reserved were unlucky. Had a couple of decisions against them that were poor, but you know. What? Who cares? 2 points is 2 points. Big 2 points.
It is a massive 2 points.
2 points.
Yeah. Rochdale were defeated 14 points to 24 at home against the Batley Bulldogs. Sheffield roundly beaten at Bellevue 18 points to 40 by top placed Hull KR. And Swinton got a narrow 1 point, 13 points to 12 victory over the Halifax Blue Sox, Mark.
I listened to the second half of this one.
Right.
And it was so exciting. Yeah, it was 10-0 at half time.
Good stuff.
But yeah, it was Chris Atkin, who I thought I'd put in the news roundup. Right. But did we talk about it last week, him going to Hull KR? We must have talked about it last week then. Right, okay. It was in the news roundup last week. But yeah, promising young halfback there, isn't it? And
did he go in last week, or did it happen on Tuesday or Wednesday? Did it happen on Tuesday or Wednesday?
No, if it happened, I put it in somewhere, so it must have been last week's show.
Cool. So what does all that do at the top of the championship?
Well. Comprehensive roundup of the table for you this week. Hull KR stay top with a 5-point advantage and now a confirmed middle 8 spot. London are second with a 3-point gap to Featherstone, who went third with their midweek win. Toulouse sit fourth. Halifax, the only other side in the top 4 contention, 2 points behind them in fifth. Batley and Sheffield look pretty safe on 18 and 16 points respectively. 8th place Rochdale on 11 points, though, are only 2 points ahead of the relegation spots. Swinton and Dewsbury have moved on to 10 points and move above Oldham, who are now 11th on 9 points and in a dire run of form. Bradford at the bottom have moved on to 0 points with their 6th win from 19 plays.
I don't know why we're all fucking celebrating.
So
I don't know why the players are all over Twitter going fucking 0-0 like that. It's just another fucking... It's just fine. We're on 0 points. Why are we all fucking getting excited about it?
You've won 6 from 19. You've got 11 left. Yeah. Realistically, you have to win, what do you think, 7 of them to stand any chance?
Yeah. I said it's not happening.
Do you think Oldham are going to win 3 games in their remaining 11 games?
Yeah, certainly feasible. Once the split comes, yeah, certainly feasible.
Yeah, well, with Batley and Sheffield probably, shutting off. At times, Sheffield in particular.
Yeah, no, it's definitely feasible, mate. The only way we'll be in that division next season is if this whole rumoured reconfiguration takes place. It's done. It's done. I'm not going to stop being a fan. I'm not going to stop cheering them on. I'm not going to stop hoping for better things. But
fair enough.
It's the hope that kills you, Mark. So I've decided to abandon it dead early, and I feel better about it now. I feel good. I've accepted the inevitable.
There could be some exciting games towards the back end of the season, though, for the second relegation spot between those other sides. And if Bradford can get themselves into that mix, you never know.
Well, if Bradford can get themselves in the mix, it makes that bottom end of things competitive and exciting, because Bradford will be wanting to keep momentum going and win games.
And it's already exciting with 4 teams separated by 2 points.
Yes, there you are.
And
then also
Sheffield in nosedive. Yeah. So actually, me saying they look pretty safe. Maybe they won't do by the end of the middle eights. The Championship Shield eights.
There you go. Well, there's also round 12 of League One this weekend. London Scholars defeated 10 points to 20 by the Barrow Raiders. The Toronto Wolfpack got a 56 points to 12 win over the Hunslet Hawks. North Wales Crusaders were the winners in the Welsh Derby, 36 points to 12 over the South Wales Ironmen.
Yeah, and our friend from North Wales, Mark Butler, got in touch. He said a Welsh Derby won by Crusaders as usual, but with some stumbling blocks. Ironmen scored first. Ironmen scored on their first set and kept it simple to be leading at half-time, while the home team bombed tries in every possible way. This couldn't last, though. 3 quick-fire second-half tries for Crusaders saw the visitors off and were capped off with 2 late ones to give the scoreline an accurate reflection of the game.
There you go. Coventry were narrowly defeated at home, 28 points to 29 by Workington.
Yeah, absolute thriller down there. And Mark Dixon got in touch. Welcome back to the fold, Mark. He said, wow, my first game this season, and what a cracker. Bears 22 down in the first 20 minutes and then somehow brought it back to 28 all before a Workington drop goal in the last 2 minutes. The game had everything, with Jack Morrison, a prop, Brad Brennan and Mikey Russell, my standout Bears players. So good, I even bought a shirt, although a £5 second-hand one, but still.
There you go. Gloucestershire All-Golds were 38 points to 10 winners over the Oxford Blues, Mark.
Yeah, plenty got in touch.
Yes.
Lee Randall, we start with, our friend from the choir. He said, a first half where we should have gone 22-8 up was only 10-8, but the best second-half performance of the season saw us win 38-10. It's great to see the All-Golds when we have got a team on the ropes, take the game to them. Great to see the player we sponsor reach 100 and then 101 career tries in the game, Stephen Parry. If we can win one of the last 3 games, we could finish in the top 8. Come on, you All-Golds.
Very good.
That takes away the possibility of a Championship Shield final, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Of a League One Shield final, whatever the second half of the... If that's I don't know how... I don't really understand how the 8s works in League One, if I'm completely honest with you. But anyway, Tyler Allgold fan said, Tim G, what's the score? Tim G, what's the score? Only one Southern team flying the flag. Come on, you All-Golds. Then Tim G radio
gets to fuck off.
Said, disappointing day in Cheltenham. All-Golds attack didn't come together in the first half, which made it look better than it could have done. Too many poor decisions cost us a game we could have taken something from. All-Golds found themselves in the second half, as always, provided a warm welcome. Moagoro Championship quality and broke the line time and time again.
There you go. Last
and
one
then
on this.
Alan Witts, our friend Alan, no garden furniture stories this week, but whatever was said at half-time had the desired effect, having blown a few great chances in the first half to take a commanding lead into the break. The All-Golds had their best second half of the season. Once they gathered momentum, they didn't hold up. I managed to sit back and enjoy this game, which makes a nice change. All-Golds now with more points than they got in the complete 2016 season. Rightly so. Come on, you All-Golds.
Fabulous, and thank you to everyone from both those clubs that get in touch and keep us informed of how things are going at Gloucester and Oxford.
And all the boys for the League One.
Yeah, it's fabulous. It is brilliant. It is brilliant. Keighley were defeated 18 points to 25 at home against the York City Knights. Newcastle were 48 points to 12 winners over Dewsbury B, and it was Whitehaven 25, Doncaster 20, Mark.
Yeah, so all of that means the Wolfpack stay 100% ahead of Whitehaven and Barrow. York are in 4th and look good for a League One Super 8's place, with Newcastle and Doncaster close behind. 7th place Keighley lead a group of 3 on 12 points, all chasing a Super 8 spot, with Workington 8th and the All-Golds 9th on points difference. Hunslet and North Wales on 10 points will be hopeful of a top 8 spot still. Scholars in 12th on 9 points, and Oxford, with their game in hand versus Doncaster, find themselves in 13th. They're both they're on 8 points. They're both an outside chance of the top 8 still, I'd say. Coventry are 14th. South Wales have won 1 in 15th, and Hemel stay winless at the bottom.
There you go. Origin game 2 mark. New South Wales 16, Queensland 18. You called a win for the Maroons.
Yes, and a tight win it was for the Maroons. Frogmore said, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. No, fuck it, I am mad. We stopped playing and tried to cruise the win. Unnecessary hero plays and unforced errors killed us. Heading to Queensland for the retirement tour isn't half predictable. Give them the shield now."
There you go.
Grumpy looking
face
emoji thing. Yeah. Phil Nadin said, "G'day lads." I love Phil.
I do as well.
Well, this was a game of 2 halves. As I expected, it started with big hits, but unlike game 1, there was a lot more mistakes and penalties early on, but the Blues had control of the first half. The Maroons definitely had more control and dominance in the second half, with 12 unanswered points. Queensland scored and converted with 4 minutes left and 2 points in front to leave the Blues desperate for a try, but it never came. Neil McEwen said, "How the fuck did New South Wales not win this game? The Maroons were dead and buried. Still think New South Wales will win the third game, as JT is a massive loss for the Maroons." Tim G Radio said, "1 in a..." Oh no.
Very good.
And then Rich Wilkinson finally said, "Now then lads, the Blues totally blew it, gutted. Queensland hung in there and got the win. New South Wales failed to take their chances at that level. It's vital and we paid the price." Still confident for game 3 though.
Yeah, that seems to be the prevailing wisdom, doesn't it?
Rich is over here when game 3's on.
Why the fuck are we not going to have a pint with Rich?
We are going to.
When?
Well, when you check our Facebook page and look at the messages.
Has he sent us a message?
Yeah.
Well,
look, it's looking most likely if you can get an early finish or something, or an afternoon off maybe.
Right.
When it's the Wigan-Leeds game on the 21st of July.
Superb. What does that ring about? Oh, I have Erin, but fuck it. She can come. Or she can go to my mum's. It'd be right.
Because I'm off work. We're camping that week.
Right.
But I will get us packed up nice and early and get a train over to Wigan to hopefully meet up with Rich. Or failing that, we might be able to fit in something else. We'll see.
Definitely.
But definitely try and see Rich when he's over for like just I think 3.5 weeks maybe. So Brilliant. We should be able to get to see him.
Can't wait then. Fantastic news.
Anyway, back to Origin. Phil's hit the nail on the head. That it was as intense as the first game, but without the relentlessness because of the were stoppages, there were errors.
Yeah.
Now, and I think that was always expected in this game, that it was going to be slightly greasier, dewier kind of conditions. So you would have anticipated a few errors. Now, what that meant was probably that some of the older heads in the Queensland side that they rely on to make all the decisions and run the show and that were able to get through the game a little bit better. Queensland's debutants, especially the ones in the pack, didn't exactly light it up. But when Maguire in particular and Napa came back on in the second half for their last spells, they were absolutely massive. But the first half was all the Blues. Their interchange bench was massive. Jake Travojevic in particular was influential in the Mitchell Pearce try. Very good sort of inside ball from him, but he was dominant when all his carries. And Clemmer made about 170, 180 metres. He was absolutely magnificent. Those two were coming off the bench for the Blues, and the Blues were already slightly the better team in the first 15 minutes or so, but when those changes happened, absolutely blew things wide open for them. The thing is, the Maroons came out and were just so much better in the second half. Gagai's first try in particular was outstanding. They looked like they weren't quite going to create anything because the Blues defence was still really strong, as it had been in game 1, but your mate Holmes had scored a controversial kind of try, but I thought there's angles that
he was in, wasn't he?
Yeah. But that was early doors, but then the Blues dominated the rest of the half. But the Gagai's first try in particular, I know he scored the try that levelled it late for JT to have a chance of winning it. But Gagai's first try was outstanding. There was great play for him. First, Josh Maguire, then got the ball to Cronk, got the ball to Chambers. There was offloading, there was freedom of play. And then the flawless goal kicker from JT under such relentless pressure. I've already eulogised.
We've already got dewy-eyed over JT.
I think the Maroons deserved the win in the end. I think to be able to come back, like they did in the game, and score some great tries against a really